Hey Rudy, Jessica Peterson here. Thank you so much for speaking with me earlier. I am super excited you accepted this free video. And that's because the tips I'm about to show you today, you can start applying right away, and it's going to make a huge difference for you guys. And I know this because we've applied these same tips with over 50 other restoration companies just like you guys throughout the United States, and it's made a huge impact on their business. So today we are going to talk about three things. We're going to talk about content, citations, and backlinks, okay? So here we are on your website. Let's see, do we have a click to call? No click to call there. Let's see. So we do have some nice accolades here that definitely builds trust. That's awesome. But you definitely have to have click to call buttons for your mobile users. And if you want to be getting more conversions when people actually do come on your website, you've got to have a form right up here above the fold. Both of those things are going to really help with conversions when people land on your website. So now getting back to business, we're talking about content. When it comes to ranking websites, content is key, and we do need a lot of content. Content includes images, video. Want to make sure all of your content, like this image here, is optimized. And we can tell that it's not. It says content V1. Okay? So all the images you use on your website need to relate to your services, and it needs to have your local keywords. It looks like we're trying to cram Henderson, Las Vegas, and Boulder on one page, and unfortunately that doesn't work. It actually works against you. It confuses Google. Okay, so the main website needs to be built around your main location of Las Vegas or Henderson. Las Vegas definitely has more search volume, so whichever one, but it needs to be focused around that one city. And then you can have service area pages, which I do highly recommend for those different areas, and focus on keywords and information for that area on those pages, okay? But this homepage is the most critical page of your entire website because it ties the entire all your website pages together. Okay, so your images need to be optimized with those local keywords. Those are things like Las Vegas water damage, mold remediation, Las Vegas, and optimize those. And then this written content, you do need a lot of written content, but it needs to be the right type of content, and it needs to be built around those local keywords, because 99% of the time when your customers need you, they probably don't know who you are yet, so they're not going to search by your brand name. They are going to search those local keywords. So all of this content throughout your entire website and homepage has to be built around those local keywords. Now, Google sends little crawlers, which are like little mini robots, and it scans through all of this information that you have to try and understand who you guys are, what type of services you offer, and where you offer those services, so that it can promote your website and send visitors to your page. But when you're sending conflicting information, and we're talking about 3 different cities, we're not focused on a keyword strategy, Google doesn't get a clear idea of what you're about, so it's impossible for them to send you the customers that you should be getting. So you definitely have to work on your content and keyword strategy. You definitely need separate pages for every single service that you offer. And it looks like you do have separate pages for major services, so that's great. And so all of these pages, your homepage, content is key. Your homepage needs to have at least 1,500 words or more. And if your competitors have 1,500, you need to shoot for at least 1,800 or 2,000. We always have to do better than our competition. Now, when we're talking about content, we're not just talking about the content of your website. Content also matters everywhere you're putting it out. All over the internet. Your social media pages and Google business profiles. Everything needs to be wrapped around those local keywords and services, okay? Because all of those send signals to Google to help Google send customers your way. Now, as we know, your customers usually start with a Google search, right? Now, you want your business to show up when they do those searches for each service. Now, there's 3 different areas on the home page that your business can have really good positioning in. And the first section is always going to be your ads. Those could be your Google cost per click ads, as well as these local service ads. Now, the ad section and running ads can be very profitable for you guys, as long as you have the foundations and everything set up. But if not, it can actually be a money pit. So if you're on the latter end of that, we should probably focus on these other 2 more important areas first before worrying about ads. Now, this section here, this is your Google Business Profile, Google Map Pack. This is important because nearly 30% of all searchers come straight to the map packs and don't go anywhere else. So when you're not one of these top 3 companies in your area for your services, you're losing out on at least 30% of the jobs every single month, and you're quite literally handing it to your competition. So in order to get into this top 3 spot, there's optimizations you're going to have to do with your Google Business Profile, and one of the most important is citations. And that is simply listing your business name, address, phone number, and website, and listing those in a bunch of directories. Directories are things like the Better Business Bureau, Yellow Pages, Yelp, Glassdoor. So you need a lot more of those than your competitors, because every single one of those each send different signals to Google, again telling Google what your business is, the services you offer it, and where you offer it. So those are really, really important for your business. Now, this third section here is actually the most important section. This is the organic section. It is so important because 60 to 70% of people skip over the ads, they skip over the maps over here, and they come right here to the organic section. So with your business not being listed here, you're again losing out on 60 to 70% of the jobs coming in every single month. In order to get here, it all comes back to the foundation of your website that we just talked about. The importance of the content, website structure, your keyword usage, etc. All of those are really important to help you get in that organic section. So let's look at who your top competitor is for water damage in Las Vegas. And that's going to be ServPro. Now, yes, they are a franchise, but they are actually really beatable. And you're not competing against the entire franchise, only those local franchisees. And you actually have an advantage because franchisees, especially this specific one, are very limited. They cannot optimize and write their content the way that it needs to be done and focus on the keywords that they want to be targeting. So you are at the advantage because you can do all of that. So you just have to do better than what they're doing. You have to have more content, dial in that keyword strategy, have more pages, write more blogs, and really focus on your content, okay? And then you're going to support that content with your backlink SEO, okay? So that brings us to backlinks. Now, this is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use that tells us how your website is performing. And if we look right here, you can see your domain your domain rating, the DR here, that's your website as a whole, is a 3.6 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow. That means Google does not trust your website. And that does have part to do with the quality of the content of your website, but more so the power you're sending to your website. Because like everything else we use, nothing works without power. And so we power up our websites with backlinks. Now, while you do need a lot of backlinks, we need to be pushing backlinks every month, keeping that power going. It's important to know that, yes, you need more than your competition, but not all backlinks are created equal. This is a popularity contest, and you need the most relevant backlinks to your business. You do follow good quality related backlinks. So these could be backlinks coming from websites from other home service based businesses, magazines that feature your types of services, vendors, etc. It's basically like they're giving you a huge shout out and telling Google you guys are the top company in the area and you need to send them customers. So you need a lot of these. And we need to keep them coming every month to fire that power. And the better quality, the higher the score is going to get, which means Google's going to trust your website more. It's going to help promote your website higher in the searches. It's going to help those keywords to rank higher. And it's going to drive more traffic to your website. Okay? Now, you have an index for 65 keywords, but you're only getting about 32 people organically to your website per month. So you're actually missing out on a ton of potential customers by not having these optimizations in place. If we were to look at your keywords, there's 10 spots per page on Google, and there's only 3 keywords here that are actually ranking. And that is your brand, which is nice, but again, that 99% of customers aren't searching that. So we need to focus on these local keywords, and you do have mid first page, you do have these Henderson keywords. Okay, so definitely need to work on your content keyword strategy. You need to have separate service area page for Henderson, separate for Las Vegas, and any other service areas that you have, so you actually show up in those areas. Google is not confused and actually helps you index for all those keywords. Keep in mind, people search differently, so you want to optimize and capitalize on all the various searches so you can drive the most potential traffic to your website and convert them into customers. Now, if we look at ServPro, their specific area here has a really low rating of a 3.2. And they're not doing much to support it because their hands are tied. It won't really do anything. But because their website is so powerful and Google trusts this website, it's able to push the power from the main website to this location. And that's helped them to get indexed for the 24 keywords, but also get over 200 people organically to their website. So yes, it is extremely possible for you to be able to outrank ServPro and to actually dominate your area when you follow the tips that I've given you. Please feel free to take these tips, run with them, and apply it all on your own. But if you'd rather focus on what you do best and have a partner in growth, at Peterson SEO, this is our specialty, and we specialize in working with restoration companies just like you guys. So feel free to reach out and ask any questions. If you'd like to get on our calendar and book an appointment, feel free to reply to our email or even just give us a call here, and we'd be happy to chat. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.